What's up guys, welcome to my new series called Stand Showcase. Today we'll be talking about Chariot Requiem. He's considered an S tier stand and is probably one of my favorite stands in game. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get right into it. Firstly, let's talk about Chariot Requiem's skill tree. This skill tree costs a grand total of 67 points to max. Although it's not the most expensive skill tree, it is definitely up there as well. As you can see, now we have your own shadow, which can be leveled up 5 times, as well as a helping hand, which can also be leveled up 5 times. Even I don't have all these skills maxed, just to let you guys know here. Anyway, here's Pilot, and Pilot has another branch that goes into Shadow Atmosphere, and in Conqueror's Will, the branch splits into 2. You can first upgrade the duration of Conqueror's Will all the way up to level 5, or you can upgrade Soul Alteration all the way up to 3, which would make them deformed for longer periods of time. Now moving on to showing you each of the skills themselves. Hold E to barrage for Chariot Requiem, and each hit on the barrage does 1.6 damage. The damage might vary depending on if your enemy has any specs that reduce damage. Click R to do a heavy punch that does 11 damage but varies depending on the enemy's spec as well. Click Y to activate a helping hand. This move buffs up to 5 players including yourself and increases their defense and movement. The next move is probably the most important move for Chariot Requiem, and it's your own shadow. To activate your own shadow, click T. During your own shadow mode, all incoming damage from the enemy will be reflected upon them. This means that all moves, including specs and limb removal moves, will all be reflected upon the enemy who is attacking you. This next move is a crown jewel of Chariot Requiem's kit. It's called Conqueror's Will. To activate Conqueror's Will, press H. When Conqueror's Will is activated, Chariot Requiem creates an area effect that makes everyone within it fall asleep. When they fall asleep, they're defenseless. They cannot activate their stand, they're not allowed to attack, as well as blocking. Not only so, it also mutates their bodies, causing them to be either really big, really small, really thin, or really thick, meaning that they become easier targets or harder targets to hit. The next move that Chariot Requiem has is called Pilot. To activate Pilot, you click Z. When Pilot's activated, Chariot Requiem has unlimited range, meaning that the user can control Chariot Requiem from across the map. Not only that, Chariot Requiem's Pilot slows down nearby players and blinds them. Also, in Pilot mode, Chariot Requiem does not take any stun damage from barrages, and if you invest 1 point into Sturdiness 1, they will not be able to knock your stand out with a heavy punch, meaning that even though you'll be knocked, the stand will not return to user, making you quite the annoying stand to fight against when in Pilot mode. Lastly, we will look at the most compatible specs to play with Chariot Requiem. As you can see displayed onto the screen, we have 4 different specs: Hamon, Pluck, Boxing, and Vampire, and each of them are categorized into 3 different things that we're looking for: damage buff, damage resistance, and buffed HP. Hamon is ideal for Chariot Requiem because not only does it buff damage, but it also buff damage resistance, making it very good when using against close quarters or further away when you're in Pilot mode. But it does not offer buffed HP, but that will be okay since you already have damage resistance. As you can see, Pluck does not give you any of those 3. However, some players might still choose to use it because of the mobility and extra moves it allows you to use, and making it, but I don't see anyone why would use this. Anyway, moving on. Boxing. Boxing is ideal for Chariot Requiem, not only because it gives you damage resistance and buffed HP, making you tankier, but it also allows you to have some extra movesets, like its Barrage or its Jawbreaker, very useful when they get up close. Now lastly, Vampire. I would not recommend Vampire, mainly because of how Steel Ball Run is played right now. It's not really compatible because you cannot use the movesets, especially when you're in Pilot mode, making those moves useless and not very helpful when you cannot get blood to hyper regen, making this spec also useless to use for Chariot Requiem, thus making Boxing and Hamon the best spec to use with Chariot Requiem. Now that I wrapped everything up, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time to showcase other stands that you might be interested in. Star Platinum, The World, Sex Pistols, you name it, I've got it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video though. I'll see you guys next time.